What is going on, guys? Paul Ryan back at it again. I hope everybody had a good weekend, and I want to say thank you to everybody who tuned into the fantasy show tonight as we broke down the NFC West. A difficult division, but a fun division for fantasy football for sure. And make sure to go follow our guest tonight, Drew3MR, there on X, aka Twitter. Now, let's talk a little bit about Cowboys. One position that had been getting discussed, not necessarily positively, not necessarily negatively, but just kind of somewhat more of still a concern or a question mark is the running back group, right? And Brian Broaddus seems to think that the Cowboys will add a running back, maybe via trade or just hoping that one of these veteran guys will get cut from the cut from a team, right, and we'll be able to pick them up off waivers. That being said, I saw, I believe it was Todd Archer. I want to say it was Todd Archer, but forgive me if I'm wrong. He had a list of the Cowboys running backs that were surefire locks to make the team, and then a group of players who were not going to make the team. And the one who wasn't going to be, who was a potential cut candidate, was Deuce Vaughn. And that's discouraging to me because I think, as I've said before, that Deuce Vaughn could really take this offense to another level. And he's a perfect complement to a Rico Dowdle and Ezekiel Elliott, really to most running backs because he's a smaller slider guy. So he's just, more of a big play threat and can do a little bit in between the tackles. Now, it wouldn't be wise to ask him to do that a lot, right? But he would just be your more of a change of pace guy. So to see him as a potential cut candidate is somewhat discouraging. I haven't really heard a lot about Deuce in camp, anything good or bad. I did hear one report that the running backs were having a really hard time or having maybe one bad day or having a bad camp as far as catching the ball, which I was kind of surprised. I don't know if Deuce was part of that conversation or part of that group. It didn't say he wasn't, did say he was, but I guess I'll have to assume that he was, which again was kind of surprising. One bright spot, though, it sounds like from the running back group is Hunter Lipke, who is a bigger, almost like a uh, fullback type of a player. I think actually he actually might be labeled as a fullback, but yeah, I guess he could be a good red zone guy. I know last year when he got a little bit of opportunity in the red zone, I believe he had a pretty costly fumble. I believe it was in the Miami game. And then he wasn't able to punch it in. I don't know why I want to say it was against the Eagles, but again, I could be wrong there. But I do remember him having some good, some bad plays. But again, from a younger player, a rookie, I believe he was last year. You're going to expect that. But yeah, running backs we haven't touched on a lot this offseason. But yeah, it's kind of to know that even with Zeke there, they're not really showing a lot. It's kind of surprising, especially with the year that Zeke had last year and Rico staying healthy last year, maybe not being that productive behind Tony Pollard. I was hoping maybe he would take the next step or show something in camp. He doesn't seem like he's done that. And then of course, Deuce Vaughn not really getting any sort of buzz out of camp is surprising as well. So it's just interesting to see what the Cowboys will do. I think a good running back, above average running back, could take this offense to the next level. Definitely would be nice to take some pressure off of the defense, take some pressure off of Dak and the offense as a whole. So we'll see what happens, man. I know there were times last year when Pollard got going, this offense looked better, um, and I'd like to see that again. I don't think it'd be wise to ask Dak to throw 30 to 35 or 35 or 40 times a game. Not that he can't do it, but I just don't. I don't like that for Dak. And at the same time, I don't know if we have a running back on the running back room on this team where you want to give these guys 20 to 25 carries, even splitting them up. So, like I said, it'll be interesting to see. I'm not sure who is on the market right now as far as running backs go. I think a Dalvin Cook, Leonard Fournette, guys like that, but I'll pass on those guys who are beyond their prime, kind of past their playing days. I don't want to bring in anybody like that, especially when we already got a guy like Zeke who's getting close to that potentially. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the Cowboys do. They were active acquiring defensive ends after the Sam Williams injury, so if if they feel that that's going to be a pressing need at some point, then hopefully they'll take action. They won't wait till the last minute to try to fill that void. But again, I hope everybody had a good weekend. That's all I've got for you guys tonight. I'm Paul Ryan. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.